Hey, everybody, welcome to the Insufferable Bastards podcast. Hello, Shuli.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
The only time anybody watches this podcast is when we talk about Stuttering John.
Hi, this is Stuttering John Melendez from The Howard Stern Show.
It's all Long Island to me.
The second she saw the face, she said, "Oh, yeah, that was him."
Oh, you're the guy that played fake clips of me. Yes, I remember now.
It's a stupid name, but maybe it's worth listening to. How the fuck do I know? I got my own problems. I got hemorrhoids and shit. When I wipe my ass, it looks like a chocolate-covered cherry. All right, good.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Insufferable Bastards podcast. My name is Carlos Danger. For the purposes of this broadcast, I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Brian Spears. Hello, Brian.
Hello.
A gentleman lover, Mr. Obnoxious John. Hello, OJ.
Hello, gentlemen.
And then making a surprise appearance. I don't remember the last time we had this dude on the podcast. Cardiff Electric. Hello, Cardiff.
Fat.
I was going to say, yeah. Cardiff was, when we were backstage, he didn't left. He left, that's it. He was calling me fat before he even jumped on. Now I want to go over all the stuff we talked about behind the scenes now that he's gone, OJ.
Sure.
Can we spill his secrets? We now know everything about Cardiff. I'm going to email Chad Zumock in a couple of minutes.
He did give us quite a bit of information.
But I thought today, I don't know. None of us have been really watching. Oh, he's back. Fucking guy. Look how proud he is of himself. Cardiff, did you watch MLC today? I know you're a huge Misery Loves Company. You son of a bitch. Chad Zumock made a return appearance to Misery Loves Company today.
Really? He
did.
Still lingering.
He's back, right? He had his big debut return performance last week, but now he's back. I think he's going to start being a weekly thing, perhaps.
And you still continue to support this Kevin Brennan character? I do.
I got to say, it is my favorite podcast.
Fuck you, Carlos Danger.
And I know it that sort of isolated me from the Dabbleverse. I know, Cardiff, you hate me
yes.
Forever. It breaks my heart, but
and Brian by association.
Well, and I sort of agree 100%. I think Kevin is especially lately. I think he's been amazing lately.
Yeah, Cardiff, did you ever, I know you haven't liked him for a long time because I went through and I searched your Twitter. I was searching your FKB thing goes back to 2022. What is it? Was it because of what he said about Iraq? Why did you start hating Kevin Brennan?
Because he stinks.
And what about Guru One? What don't you owe Kevin Brennan apology for falsely accusing him of striking your channel?
No, never.
But in fact was not Kevin Brennan or anybody associated with. How's Kevin Brennan going to strike a channel?
He did not strike the channel, and I've said this, but he encouraged people to strike channels. And he's gone on the record encouraging people to do such things.
You've never done something like that to Stuttering John back in the day?
Struck a channel?
That San Diego guy who was constantly calling in with John's real estate info? Gary, yes.
Gary from San Diego. It's my friend. No, never.
But Guru One had nothing. There was no direct connection between Kevin Brennan and Guru One, right? Because that was the guy who actually struck your channel.
Yes,
right?
That is correct. But he was encouraged by Kevin Brennan.
That's not what you said when you first accused him, though.
Listen, January 6th, okay, was entirely Trump's fault.
The cops let us in.
Yes.
They
Mason
opened the door.
Portland,
I heard that.
Thank you for the becoming a member.
The strike on my channel was completely Kevin Brennan's, except for the one that Chad did, but he's just a fucking idiot.
Speaking of, okay, so Chad today, right? Once a week, Brennan's been doing this therapy podcast, right? They did Ray DeVito, masterpiece of an episode.
Yes.
Ski Mask Collective. I guess Brennan wasn't as impressed from what I didn't actually see the Ski Mask one. I guess
where's the therapy? Is Kevin Brennan the elder statesman going to
help
actually, these?
No, they bring in allegedly a licensed therapist who talked to Ray for an hour, went through it's a fan of the show who is also a therapist. and he made all these recommendations to Ray. Ray had a little breakthrough during the episode. He was told to stop drinking, and I think that's when Ray stopped, and then he
For
threw
like
the rest
2
of it out.
days.
he stopped for a couple of hours, but no, it's pretty fascinating stuff. So the question has been whether
is this a segment he calls Dr. Boo
what?
instead of Dr. Drew?
Oh, okay.
I know it was a long shot, but
Jesus, potato.
boo.
Really tearing down that hack stereotype. So the question has been, is Chad Zumock going to put himself out there and attend a live therapy session on Misery Loves Company? It was asked today while Chad was stream sniping Ray DeVito. Here's how it went.
Going on MLC next week. I said I would do that therapist. I would do it if they paid me good money to do it, because this is what if I'm talking to a therapist, Kevin's going to get months and months and months of content out of it, and you're all going to run wild with the stories that I tell. So I need to be compensated to go, because I'm going to say all the personal stuff. I'm going to talk about everything. So Borgo, everybody get together, figure it out. KB was looking for me. I don't know in what context. Mutual. It's got to be $800 to do it, because Kevin's going to make a killing. You guys are going to get content out the asshole. The live viewers will be out through the roof.
So there's Chad Zumock. Brian, I know, Mr. Spears, you're a Chad Zumock fan to a certain extent. You like the heel type. You like the drama.
I like that
creates.
he stirs the stuff up here. Yeah, I like that everyone hates him.
Doxes people, goes after fans, allegedly tried to dox poor.
I think it's
Cardiff
all wrong,
Electric.
but I think he adds. That's the uncertainty of that this world has no rules. As much as you want to think everything, we want to have a little decorum.
It's getting crazier and crazier.
In here.
Yeah, but Chad is so played out. There's
but this is his entrance back. This is
no
like he's
stirring up anything. There's nothing left to stir up. He's just a douche.
But he's trying.
Every show is the same.
He's trying
doing it. He's trying. That's fine, but he's boring now. Like
my question is,
and I agree with you on that. Like, but he needs
nothing.
He needs something to re-spark whatever he had.
Even with a therapy session, I don't believe that anybody gives a shit.
I just think it's gonna be great for the chatterers, because I think you'll have those the big money guys will pay for him to be there, so it won't be an issue.
My question's simple though. Like, just watching that 1 minute video, is Chad depressed?
Is Puzzle Box on right now with Hack Ride? I gotta go.
Would it be rude to kick Cardiff? You gotta go, Cardiff.
No, I'm just kidding. But
Is
Hack
Chad
Ride
Zumock
is trying to steal your audience in the chat.
I muted Hack Ride on Twitter. I hate to admit that. Is Chad Zumock depressed? Is what I want to know.
Who cares?
Judging from that video, judging from those pauses, judging from that delivery, is he depressed?
He's beaten, and he knows he's on the ropes. Like, that's for sure. He. What did Melton tweet today? He's performing in some retirement home. Tickets are $25. Comes with 4 drinks and free dinner.
It's a good deal.
It's a fantastic deal if you don't have to listen to Chad tell jokes.
Is he still emailing you or anything like that, Cardiff?
No, he stopped. But yeah, at one point he was emailing me, like begging me to talk about him, just taunting me. He would just like, oh, you and Carl aren't going to talk about me anymore. Oh, boo hoo, trying to get me to talk about him.
Oh, gotcha. I do sense there's something. He's been so subdued.
He unfollowed. He unblocked, and he unblocked me on Twitter at the same time. So he's like trying to build. He's trying to do something. Go fuck your hat.
Again, in my humble opinion,
respectfully,
Chad is played out. unless he gets another black eye or broken leg or something
I
stuck
wouldn't
up
put
his
it past
ass.
him. Don't rule him out yet.
He's boring.
OJ, what did you think of that asking price though? $800. He said, "Okay, I'm going to do this," and it entails. Ray revealed a lot. Ray was like an open book with this therapist. Will Chad do that? I don't know. Obviously, one thing that the therapist alluded to was the fact that if you have a criminal background, if you're of a certain type, therapy is very difficult if you're not honest. And $800. What did you think of that price, OJ?
If I wouldn't pay him anything, I wouldn't have him on. He's boring again. He's gotten to the point where he's boring.
Then what happened? He went on MLC this afternoon, right? Kevin invited him on, and they started to talk about this price and what Chad has to be paid to come on.
All right, Chad. So you'll do the therapy show for $800?
Yeah, I said that originally, and then Shuley heard about it, and he told me to demand 1,000.
Oh wow, you got the Shuleys working for you? Wow.
Come on, Chad's back, huh? $800. Shuley gets involved, and now it's 1,000. Still not gravity obnoxious, John?
No, not at all.
Your
Let me
Jewish
see.
overlords telling you to get more money.
Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can get some more shekels together. Is he your agent? Do I got to deal with Shuley, or I got to deal with Bob through Shuley and then to you?
I'm just telling you what he said.
When did he say that? That was just tweeted today. So Shuley already said you should ask for 1,000.
Yeah, he texted me. He's like,
Wow.
if he's gonna give that idiot Stuttering John 3,000, deserve 1,000.
All right, Cardiff, you hate Kevin Brennan. You're a Kevin Brennan troll to a certain extent. You've been a professional troll for the last, as long as I've been aware of you, right?
Yes.
Chad bringing up Shuley to Kevin Brennan. Chad bringing up the fact that MLC Incorporated paid John $3,000. Isn't that a good troll on Chad?
I don't think it's
On Kevin by Chad.
I think it's a legitimate text. I'm sure. I guarantee Shuley got involved and said he didn't want Kevin getting it too cheap. Because he saw that maybe there's something there, and he wants to fuck with Kevin a little bit.
So like if you got to throw one of these guys off a boat or save one, if you're in a boat with, I don't know what the fucking analogy is, but who are you going to kill, Chad or Brennan?
Chad.
It's no brainer.
But Chad's more of a puppet than Tukey. Like
Ow!
there's no
Okay.
Clip it.
there's nothing there. There's nothing there at all.
That's Shuley math. Okay, Stuttering John gets 3, Chad gets 1. Okay, thanks, Shuley. Send him the link. Anyway, yeah, Chad, don't worry about it. Don't worry your pretty little head about 800 or 1,000. Whichever you want, you'll get it. We already got corporate sponsorship. Blue Chew's going to jump in. We got a lot. We got that Manscaped. We got that people, they sell you the food and you make it at home.
Man Great.
Blue Apron. Yeah, Man Great.
Casper mattress.
Casper mattress for your promo code Ray
Purple.
Sucks. Yeah, I like how Shuley has to fucking stick his fucking foot in this. Chad, did he call you or he texted you? You guys are still sweet on each other?
Sorry, if
He
you could
texted
pause
me.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Go ahead.
There's no hypocrisy police here with Kevin getting upset that somebody was messing with his show and his guests and trying to
I don't know what you're
cost him
talking
more money?
about. What do you mean?
nothing at all.
Oh, there's a couple of super chats in there that I should. Artie Klein.
Yes. No, wait,
He-
don't skip around.
Where are? Oh, they're in starred. Sorry about that.
There
We got. Did we
start
thank
there.
Mason in Portland for joining? I appreciate that.
You didn't thank
G-
him enough.
Mason in Portland, thank you so much for becoming a member. Mason in Portland, we all know him from the Shuley chats from MLC. He's one of those guys that's objective, always states his opinion, doesn't blow whatever way the wind blows, or whatever, sway whatever way, the blah, blah, blah. Jimmy I for $5 Canadian. Cardiff is out of the loop here. He should be lotioning up Vinny's chafing thighs. Get rid of him.
Wow.
From a fellow Canadian. The great Artie Klein, $2. Finally, a real MLC wrap-up show. F the potato. Hack ride. Doxing
Now
a
hold
member.
on. Vinny's thighs chafing would imply he walks anywhere. That's unfair.
And Rochester is happening. Your live subreddit surfing.
Subreddit
is hap-
surfing live
matter
March
what.
the 9th, no matter what. But March the 10th, stutteringjohnlive.com. That's the big night. The Stuttering John live show, comedy at the Carlson, stutteringjohnlive.com. Go now.
Hack ride for $2. Doxing a member of the Army of Cowards tonight. F you guys.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Someone's getting doxxed.
What is that? I don't even know what that means.
Well, the Army of Cowards are me, Bedabbler.
All right, I
Tukey.
heard enough. It's
Yeah,
Tukey.
it's-
Text.
And he said if he gives Stuttering, so yeah, he had to make it about Stuttering John. You think he's weird that he's a hey Danny? You think he's weird that everyone's obsessed with Stuttering John?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And that's what, Danny Polishek? Is that how you say
Yeah,
his name? Does
I
anyone
think
know?
so, yeah. Polish check.
I'm not familiar with this guy. I know he's the gentleman that coined the phrase "raytard" to describe Ray's fans. So I'll be forever indebted to him for that. But this guy's funny as fuck. I thought he was great today.
I'm surprised he's on the show. He's got a big show. Fuck, he does it with somebody else.
Boys, something or other.
The
Channel.
Boys Cast or something.
Yeah. So I thought he was great today, and the way he was sort of sparring with Chad in a very weird, laid back manner was funny as fuck.
it's
In a word, yes.
yes.
In a word,
Yeah.
weird that everyone's obsessed with Stuttering John.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
In a word, yes.
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 I don't get it. Like I know what is it, Carl? Like their whole show is just about I did their show like this is a year or two ago, and they're like all they talk about Stuttering John. I mean, they really don't like him.
Speaking of weird shit, Chad, where are you this weekend? All right, so you'll do the thing with the guy.
Yeah. You know, because it's gonna get intense, and you know,
Ryan Long.
So
thank you, Armor Space
are we gonna
Force.
say 900? Because Shuli said 1,000, and then you said 800.
me,
So
me right in the middle, maybe.
900. Maybe we'll let Danny be the arbitrator. Danny, what should I pay?
900 seems fair. I mean,
All right.
800 seems grossly way too much money. But I mean, if you're willing to, I don't want to fuck with Chad's money, but if you're willing,
Danny Polichuk, get him off.
100.
Get him off.
Yeah, I don't care. I
Ray, why you got to talk over him? Give him
give
10
him 1,000.
seconds.
Danny
I don't give a
Polichuk.
fuck. Like I said,
Give him 1,000.
we already got. No, I won't do it because that's what Shuli wants.
He called all my fans raytards, and now they call themselves raytards.
Stop
Get him
yelling.
off.
You're
No more
you're echoing like crazy.
Oh, I am. Oh, my fault.
Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Don't touch anything, Ray. How are you tonight? Welcome to the stream, Ray DeVito.
What's up? How are you guys? What's up,
We're
Cardiff?
just about
Good to
ready
see
to
you.
wrap up.
You just started.
Yeah, how do you say his last name?
Danny Polichuk.
Yeah, has he been on MLC before, Ray? Was that his first appearance?
I want to say I brought him on in the past. He's my friend. Like
He was
I
on
introduced-
WATP. He co-hosted.
Yeah,
He just mentioned that.
yeah. I kind of brought
That's
him
where I
in
learned it.
to this universe a little bit. Oh, by the way, his buddy was in Detroit that does all his tour posters for him and Ryan Long. I will tell you the guy's name. Cardiff and OJ will probably
Troy,
remember the guy. It could be Troy. Yeah.
the guy who did the posters for the WATP show that he was at. That-
Yeah. Dave.
Dave. Oh, yeah, Dave.
Dave.
Oh, Dave.
Yeah.
Dave.
All right. What's up? I feel like I ruined the flow.
I'm not
make
sure.
it now.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if
Ruined it, and
Dave
then
actually
he showed up
I'm not sure if
uninvited.
Dave actually wanted his picture out there as Dave.
Well,
But
yeah. Well,
thanks
how
for
come
that.
you're always throwing people's photos? Why, Ray? Why do you do that?
I don't think Dave wants to be hidden. I think Dave is like just
You
I've
think he
never
wants to be
seen
on
Dave
the
put himself out there. He's always had an avatar in front of him. He's.
I don't know. All right. I will all right.
Why did you need to show Dave's
Yeah.
picture?
All right. Jesus.
What made you jump to that?
Where does he work, Ray? What city?
Jesus.
What's his
Christ.
address?
Okay.
You
God.
did ruin it, Ray.
Jesus.
Ray, I booked you a show in LA. Come to the airport. Yeah, he's gonna Tupac Shakur you.
Oh, jeez.
XMMM. Ray has just been raw dogging that tracksuit all day. Are you not wearing a shirt under that? No, you got a shirt on, right?
I got a shirt on, dude.
A vaping potato now. Ray's a master doxer. Ray is wasted. Yeah. Have you? Are you high or drunk right now, or have you been drinking?
No, I just had my second beer. It's my second beer.
There you go. Ray's an inconsiderate asshole. Period.
All right. Jesus
Happy
Christ.
Thursday.
All right. Jesus Christ.
Genta's usually right on about people.
No, Genta hates my guts from day one. So Genta can
Danielle
go.
Ashley, beer or cheap
She's
wine
not wrong.
today, Ray.
Ouch, OJ. Jesus Christ. Go play with that Bobcat.
So I want Ray. Okay, so what does that mean, Ray?
Doxing my Bobcat.
Yeah, everything
Jesus
you tell
Christ.
Ray. Can't tell him anything without it.
I'm not used, like, being in this whole comedy world. I'm not used to everything being a secret. So, like, I forget that.
But how hard is it to separate like a real life from streaming? And talking about things nobody knows what the hell you're talking about. So I saw a bobcat today, people. Just so if anyone gives a shit, there was a bobcat in my backyard. That's the big story that.
And Ray, your stand up is completely scripted and memorized, and it's just like you don't just go up there and riff about who texted you. It's not like you're doing improv up there. There's no.
I'm glad you explained though, because I thought somebody fucked a bobcat.
Did he ask for a poster?
Say that again, Cardiff.
I said, did he ask for a poster?
Who's asking for posters? Oh, Bobcat. Oh my God, that's as inside as.
Yeah, I'm getting more and more inside as I implode.
There's more indoors, more doors around you.
Yeah, Cardiff's on a.
He's like a tent inside his house.
The more Cardiff goes on this spiral.
I'm on this show.
Well, no, and yes, and you're making me it's reinforcing my decision. Like work's gotten really busy. My family life has suddenly gotten really busy. This might be I might have to refund some membership or some shit like that. Oh, and speaking of which, we have another super chat. Don't super chat. Don't join or any of that, please. I can't promise I'm going to be here next week. We have a super chat from friend Prices $1.99.
Your heart.
Best wrap up around if you lose. Cardiff had a fat joke there.
I miss you, Carlos Danger. I really do.
I would pay you I would pay to see you roast Ray. Oh, that's a thing. Guys talking to Deitois. Wait, what does it say? At Deitois, are us ladies going to scare them out of reading the chat here too? At Pulper80.
Interesting.
Johnny Payton, number 8. OJ and Carlos are garbage. I mean, OJ's not doing anything.
Thank you. Johnny sounds a lot like Chad.
Stay humble. No, Johnny was in here the other day. Stay humble now, et cetera, et cetera. All right, but Ray, what I wanted to ask you about, you do your 1 p.m. show today on the Shuli Network.
Yeah.
You learned that Chad Zumock is is stream sniping you, or let's just call it striping you.
He's striping
you.
He's striping me, dude.
You seem to get frustrated, and you bring up some story about sneakers that I think really pissed off Chad Zumock. What is this story that you're going around that Chad is denying? Chad is saying you're lying about. I think you even sold out the people in Detroit you were hanging out at the WATP event, saying they knew about it. If I remember correctly. No, then Ray. I stand corrected. Erase that from your head, because then Ray will just concentrate on that point. What is it about the sneakers? What happened with sneakers? What are you alleging?
One of my good friends, who also happens to be one of Chad Zumock's best friends. And by the way, I have a bunch of stories about Chad that I do not want to.
We just had this conversation, Ray. I mean, what planet are you on, dude?
I'm not saying the guy's
you
name.
Just
go back before you said, by the way.
This is a story.
And by the way, Ray begged me not to tell this story yesterday.
We haven't heard the story. What's the story, please?
But
Ray,
OJ's mad because he wanted to tell the story.
No, Ray did tell the story.
Take
earlier.
one from B Dabbler. You did tell the story. That's what, but it wasn't. I didn't really get it. It was sort of. It seemed you just said it out of anger. What's the story?
I was never gonna say the story. I didn't want to say the story, but then he was stream sniping me, so I'm like, all right, fucking, here it is. I guess when he was at Kent State, I embellished the story. The story, it was either just one dude or two dudes, basketball players. He stole their Air Jordans.
This is tomorrow, Joey. Tomorrow I have a trip. Friday night.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And then
go ahead. So he stole at Kent State University
allegedly
30 years ago.
Yeah, allegedly.
He did what?
I'll let OJ tell the story because he heard the story too. I'll pass
what
the
a
ball to
coward
OJ.
move.
Ray, you already told the story earlier, which you embellished it a little bit.
I embellished it and said he stole everybody's sneakers. I just wanted everyone to just see a basketball team waiting to play a basketball game, but they can't because they have no sneakers. Because Chad's sitting with a stolen laptop trying to sell them on eBay. But apparently he stole Air Jordans and tried to sell them on eBay, and he put it under the title "The Z-Man." This is the story that was told. This was
Craigslist.
This was a story that was told to me and OJ. OJ was right there with me.
What does OJ have to do? Why are you bringing OJ into it?
Because he was sitting right next to me when he heard the story too.
How would you know though? Because I mean, Chad's an older
OJ
guy.
was with me.
He went
OJ
to
was
college
with
in the
me.
90s, right? How would you know what he did at Kent State University in the 90s?
Because one of his best friends told us a story. Oh shit!
Ray, you are unbelievable.
Where?
In Cleveland area, a couple of weeks ago.
Ray,
maybe? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
could be Ray.
Chad wants to fight
Joey's
Ray.
Bat Boy. You want to fight Ray, Chad?
I can't stand him. I mean, it's not even a joke anymore. It's just like nobody irritates me more than this guy because he just lies nonstop, and he also just wants and needs, and he's. I mean, I just can't handle him. I can't. He's on a podcast. I turn it off. I can't. The tone of his voice, everything about him is awful.
The cut of his jib.
Yeah. He's just dumb. He doesn't stand for anything. I love everybody. No, you don't. You don't love everybody. You're He's probably the angriest dude I ever met in my life. Angriest. And I'm sitting across from Kevin.
Wow.
Hello?
Hey, what's up? So he can't stand watching my podcast, yet he watched me for 2.5 hours today.
Yeah, I know.
The guy who hates me so much.
Yeah, because I was clowning you.
Can't stand me.
Because I was clowning you.
Yeah, but that's a good point, Chad. If you can't stand the sight of the guy, why are you watching his show? I'll never snipe the Shuley show because I can't stand the sight of that fucking motherfucker. So am I going to snipe his show? No, that means I'll have to watch him.
And Ray, all you were doing is lying about me the whole time. Oh, the blatant lies.
He just want to point it out. Don't crash.
Got me, Ray.
No,
I
we
hope your car doesn't
appreciate.
flip over while you're on your fucking prescription medications.
We appreciate.
But honest, Ray and I were really not that good of friends. We were more of acquaintances. Like he always acts like I've known him for a long time, but there were years where I didn't speak to him. So Ray's got this weird delusion in his head, and the fact that he's saying like today he was like on his show saying I stole.
Yeah, but he probably knew you were sniping him, so he was just trying to annoy
Jordan's from the Kent basketball, just like blatant lies. And
I had heard that too.
Okay, yeah, it's like
from Ray.
Show me the source.
No, I heard it from the Kent State newspaper.
From the equipment manager. That's where I heard it.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Johnny Carson, good question though.
There you go. So Ray, now Chad's hatred of you is clearly intensified because you said that stuff about the sneaker stuff. And of course, Chad's got a whole other thing going on every morning where Melton is just tearing into him. Chad's not responding to that as far as I can tell, but he is. There's like it seems like there's a pecking order, right? Melton picks on Chad. Chad will pick on you. Where does it go from here? Are you going to reveal?
Well, here's the thing. I don't want to be involved in this. I look like an idiot. I look like an idiot.
Yourself in everything, Ray.
I look like an idiot.
Everything. You end up sticking yourself in the middle of everything. And
OJ,
saying, why am I in the middle of everything?
OJ, were you not there when we heard the story? We heard it together.
I was. Did you hear me come on a stream and tell that story and tell everybody that it was one of Chad's best friends that told me that story? No. But you did.
I did.
After basically begging me not to talk about it because you didn't want that person to be doxxed. But by telling the story, you're essentially doxing that person because I'm sure Chad knows exactly who you're talking about now.
Right. How many people have known Chad for that long that are still around and that know you? By process of elimination, he's going to know.
No, that's not true because there's a lot of comedians in
that are
Ohio,
one of his best friends
that are friends with that are friends with Chad that vent to me about Chad all the time. That's why Chad hates me so much because I.
What color hair did he have?
Who, Chad or the source?
No, this source guy. Can we get any physical descriptions?
And for the
brown
super chatter,
curly hair. He used to work at a radio station.
Catalano
I meant it as a joke.
for $2. Way to blow us off. Great road trip, Carlos. Yeah, I thought you were.
Why are you
talking
reading those
Friday
again?
night. Well, because I went through it really fast. I just wanted
Oh.
to explain because I feel it's important to be transparent.
That guy looks like Joey C. It's
Joey
funny.
C invited me on his show. I thought it was. I'm sorry. I've been working a lot this week. I thought you meant Friday night. You did say tomorrow it was 6 a.m, though. You had obviously been up all night, but I apologize. American Cupcake for $5. Ray, dude, really?
And here's another guy. American Cupcake was with us. He also
that's
heard
the
the
context.
story.
Oh.
He also heard the story. He didn't tell anybody.
Ray's going live at 11:15, by the way, as soon as we're done with this, if not sooner.
Yeah.
So Pulper 80 for $5. Carlos Danger, us ladies love you. Thank you very, very much for your super chat, Pulper 80. Can you do us one small favor and change your name to Chris? Chris will also work. Is this for that honk guy who's going to expose me and bring me down? I'm at the point where I have haters.
Pulper
What?
80 is a lady?
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I assumed
Wow.
Pulper 80. Not that it matters, I guess.
Someone's trying to take you down, Carlos Danger.
It's going to take them all week because of my heft. Jeff Closer for $10.
That's
Good
being generous.
job, Carlos.
Hell yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I've never, I mean, it's, I'm not anonymous. Yeah, I say my name's Carlos Danger, but I did the first 200 episodes of this podcast under my real name. I incorporated it into my day job. It's not like, and
We hear you, Charles. We hear you,
it's,
Charles.
It's all, I mean, I'd rather not bring attention to it all the time like Ray does, but it is what it is, motherfuckers. I don't know what else to say. All right, so I don't even want to. Should we just end this? Is everybody done? You guys had enough. The other thing.
What's with the self-esteem?
What the hell
I'm
is
just
that
sick
coming
of it,
from?
I guess.
Out of nowhere.
What the hell,
Did
dude?
Ray do that to you? Just Ray's presence?
No, it was definitely. It's just the Canadians' whole vibe. All right, here we go. These are some highlights from MLC today.
Yeah,
with
you know
Chad,
what? Let's
with
just
Ray's
end it.
best
You're right. We
friend.
should just end the show.
Here we go.
Dude, there are fucking mental.
Well, what did you watch today, OJ?
You
You're
know
not
what?
watching the BS show because you're.
I've been
you're on
taking
hunger
a
strike
mental.
against them.
I've been taking a mental break just from everything, so I've been casually just tuning in. I only caught maybe 20 minutes or so of MLC today, and I did tune back into Melton. I didn't watch it live, but I watched about 3/4 of it. And that was a pretty good show. But yeah, I haven't been watching much.
Does it get to you when Melton goes after KC as hard as he goes after him?
No, because I get his show now. I kind of get what he does, so I don't know.
I don't know. I have to turn it off when he goes after KC. It hurts too much.
Why? What do you say about KC?
Same stuff he says about you. Not
But that
good.
doesn't hurt you.
Not good.
If it's me, it's not a big deal. But if it's someone else, it's a big deal.
How do you say this guy's name, Ray? The Danny
Polachuk.
All right.
Polachuk.
What's his phone number again, Ray?
546-637-2222.
So you probably just gave somebody's number. out,
You
right?
probably
So
did. You probably had
Jesus
somebody's number in
Christ.
your head.
If you call that number, tell him Ray DeVito told you to call.
It's gonna be Ray's sister. All right, here he is. He's on MLC. I just thought this was interesting because he calls out like loser cast like this one.
Dude, there are fucking mental people who are doing like honestly like a live. Imagine this show right here, but for like actually nobodies, and there's 0 people watching, but they're doing this whole thing.
It's called
Yeah.
Ski
This
Mask
entire
Collective.
thing.
I would
It's
make
just
it.
a-
I
well,
would make.
No,
It's just a
Jake
Zoom call.
Hudson and Joey C.
Oh,
Watch
you're
their
so-
fucking
you're so
programs.
sad.
I mean, I might on if they're fucking doing one while I'm streaming.
What'd you say, Cardiff?
So it's his show too right now.
Yeah, it's
The last week or so.
Bruto became a member. Thank you so much, Bruto. Please don't join. No memberships. You don't have to super chat. Please. Thank you, though.
They might get caught in the scope from you because they might wind up on the
Might be a
show.
little low. Sorry.
All
right. So then later in the broadcast today on MLC, people started asking Chad about the credit card fraud arrest he had 3 years ago when he first moved to Florida.
Oh, and let me just, sorry, before you play that, Ray, I heard you say earlier that, or you probably said it more than once, that Chad has been arrested like over 80 times. It's not true.
I know. It just says rap sheet. It's 86 pages. I go, I'm just fucking around. I don't.
Kinky Loco says Ray just gave the real number because he thinks we'll assume he's joking. Pulper 80 for $2. David XYZ seems like a good
Ray's
human.
face. Ray has the face knowing he just fucked up bad.
No, I don't go. What am I? I don't hate the guy.
DK, Chad is a thief who preys on senior citizen veterans. Yeah, Chad, why did you steal an old man's credit card? Why'd you pick an old man?
I never did.
DK, Chad, you still can't tell the truth. When's your statute of limitations or whatever?
I already talked about it a million times. By the way, this month. It's officially 3 years ago.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Danny, you know about all this?
What's that?
Chad went to jail for like a weekend.
What'd you go to jail for?
You know what's crazy? Danny knows the whole backstory.
It doesn't matter, Dan.
Because I know Danny.
It's like Danny's been like
knows his
asleep
whole
for
backstory.
3.
Ray, let that guy. Come on, you're taking his moment of comedy away by talking over it by explaining the funny. I thought this guy really won me over because when he did your stream on the Shuli Network, he kind of did this. That was his look and his demeanor the entire episode. He didn't seem like he was paying attention to you. It seemed like he was having trouble staying awake. And then at the very end, he just jumped in. Your fans should call themselves retards. So this guy, I think this guy's a comedic genius.
And he's like, wait,
No,
what?
it sounds like Danny's smart. He has shit to do. He's not paying
I know,
attention.
but he knows. He watches the show. He knows all the drama, but he didn't.
I watch it here and there.
I know. That's why we love it. That's why we love it. So it's just funny that people like that. He knows
he's a palate cleanser.
Yeah, he knows some of it. He doesn't know all of it.
Yeah.
The fact that he doesn't know about Chad's credit cards, I'd love to hear you guys get caught up someday.
Your credit cards?
No, he stole allegedly. He allegedly stole 35 credit cards from a gym.
It's so
From an old man. He's an elder abuser.
So what? An old man had 35 credit cards?
No,
No, Chad stole a couple, but he used them 35 times.
No.
Did you hear that Freudian slip? He said 35 credit cards.
I got arrested and it became a.
I'm sorry, Ray. Go ahead.
Did you hear
Thank
that?
you, Pulper 80, for becoming a YouTube member.
No one said it was 35 until Danny just said that. So Danny knows the backstory about the whole credit card thing.
And what did you say earlier, Ray? When he was speaking, you're saying he knows this whole backstory.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. He's invested in this the whole story, so he knows
the whole court thing, and then another court case got
Did you win or
involved.
lose?
I pretty much won.
What does that mean?
He had a plea down.
I didn't take a plea, but it was like
winners.
Scumbag liar.
Okay.
Winners take a plea.
Well, I will say, you could make the argument based on the number of charges he had and the maximum time that he could have done, although nobody ever does that. He did win by not doing any jail time and just getting probation and a fine.
That's good.
And then he was
I
on
guess you could look at it that way.
Zoom court. He was on Zoom court, and he didn't know he was still on. He didn't know his camera was still on. So he's walking around his apartment. He's like ripped off his fake tie. He had like a clip-on tie, and he had like American flag behind him, and then he ripped it all down. And the judge is like, "Mr. Zumock, is there something I can help you with?"
I only put that thing up to cover up this shit. So I didn't want them to go watch my podcast.
Where what? You admitted to the crimes that you were saying you didn't do?
No, it's Danny. It's keep going. It's too many stories. It's way too complicated.
Keep going, Danny.
You want me to keep going?
Complicated.
No, let's keep going with the show because it's
Credit
just
card
like,
theft is
come
very
on.
complicated.
Let's do some topics.
I mean, there's so much.
It's already been talked about very vaguely many times.
Yeah.
It's already been talked about very vaguely many times. I thought that was great by Adam. Thank you, Pulper80, for gifting 1.99 Insufferable Bastards podcast membership. Very much appreciate that. You don't.
This
have
Kevin
to do
Brennan
that.
guy's growing on me.
I think, yeah. You have similar. You're both cruel. You both hate the fatties. There's something there. You hate him because it's like looking in a mirror.
You know what? I will, if it will prevent Chad from ever being on that show again, I will do his show. I will
Is he
take Chad's
asking?
place.
Will you do it unmasked?
Yes.
Imagine if that was your coming out party on Brennan. You were good on there. Waver, thank you so much. Thank you very much for becoming a YouTube member.
Hi, Waver.
All right, so the next thing. So Chad addressed his credit card fraud. He hasn't done that in a long
He
time.
didn't address anything, but yes.
In terms of Chad explaining it, he didn't
Explain nothing.
He could have done a lot worse. He's talking in much broader circles about that stuff. He kind of
It's
hit all the-
complicated. Let's just move on.
Right. So then Stevie Lou.
So you shot a man in Baltimore. It's complicated. Let's just move on.
Stevie Lou asked about this USO tour, which I didn't really. I see this all the time in the chats. I had no idea what it was. So this is the first time I've heard Chad address this. And this is the allegation that he was supposed to go on a USO tour when he was involved with the Cleveland radio station, and somehow it never happened, or he was never a part of it, or it was all a lie. I don't fucking know.
Oh yeah, what about the issue yesterday?
Yeah,
The Stevie
ask
Lou's
Chad about when he lied
allegations.
about you going on a USO tour and went to rehab instead.
He's saying that you said you did a USO tour. Did you?
No, this is like a fucking almost 15 years old. So what happened was, I was supposed to go on a USO tour with a guy who does LA comic who puts them on every year.
Who?
And I asked him, Johnny Cardinelli, Jeff Dye. And I asked him, I go, hey, can I do it?
It is
He goes,
Jeff Dye?
No. So
what did you say his name was? Johnny what?
Cardinelli.
Spears, do you want to talk about when your movie's coming out?
Not right now.
Do you want to talk about any television shows you've worked on?
No,
What
not
was
right
the last
now.
one you worked on?
American Horror Story.
And it wasn't a scab, right? There was some horror journalist on
Oh
Twitter
no,
who
not
said-
at all. Not
who
at
said
all.
it was a scab job, but that was
We were
wrong.
the last show to go before the strike, but no, we were not. There was no scab work on there.
All right, thank you.
God,
Ga,
yes.
Thank you very much for gifting 5 Insufferable Bastards podcast memberships.
Hey, wait a minute.
What?
That's something new.
What's that?
The gifted
Gifted?
memberships on showing up on StreamYard.
Oh, fucking hey.
Oh yeah.
Johnny.
You know him?
Let's celebrate.
Oh, God. Yes.
Watch out.
Holy shit. No
Wait,
more
what?
having to watch on my fucking phone.
This might be a little inside. What are you saying?
StreamYard has never
quite a few
shown
super chats and
gifted
memberships to catch up
memberships,
on, by the way.
For whatever reason, you have to watch from either YouTube or, on your
Yeah, so
phone
you never knew in StreamYard to thank somebody.
Yeah.
Which happened with me with a vaping Dago last week. And so I reached out to StreamYard, and with my poll, I was able to help you guys. So no problem. Kinky Local for $1.99 for Wendy's new computer.
Oh, that
Maybe
makes
it's
me
only-
so happy.
Maybe it's only on Carlos Danger's StreamYard.
Mano.
He
Because
goes on this
maybe the
USO tour
happiest
every
I've
year and
ever
brings
been with
comics
Chad
along
on the screen.
with them. And I asked if to do it. He goes, yeah, I booked pretty far out. And then he had a fallout. And
I booked two wars out.
Yeah.
Desert Storm 6.
Right.
I'm
By the way,
booking
I'm-
right now the next Hamas invasion.
Yeah, I'm halfway into FK.
The guy he mentioned, Johnny Carnelli, I'm really good friends with him. So
And that was the guy that was organizing this USO tour.
yeah, I'm pretty good friends with him. I don't want to say it, but he wants to. He
Quit
wants
saying
something.
that. You don't want to
He-
say it because you're just going to say it anyways. Get that
Just
out of
say it.
your vocabulary.
He's not a Chad
Chad's coming
fan.
for you now.
Yeah, he's not a Chad fan. That guy.
He's not a Chad fan. Okay.
Yeah, he's not a Chad fan.
This is what I've always said about Ray is like, I don't think Ray is as nice of a guy as he acts like he is. He really
That's what
wants
Chad
to
says.
be. He really tries.
Yeah, don't agree with Chad.
Yeah,
no,
you're
Chad
Team
would be agreeing with me. I've been saying, I've said that months and months ago.
Afghanistan already.
And this actually ties into Jeff Dye, actually, in a weird way.
Whose phone is that? Is that on the stream or is that Ray?
I think it's Ray because I heard it while the stream was paused. Is that you, Ray?
Yeah, Ray.
You, Ray. It's Ray.
Yeah.
Just
I
turn your ringer off.
He said, "Hey, I got a fallout this year. Would you like to come?" I go,
I'm putting out a fire right now.
My grandfather served in World War II. My dad served in Vietnam.
What's going on? Can you tell us about it? Can you show us your phone?
I'm
Can you
sure I
show us
know
the
who it
text?
is. Pretty positive I know who it is.
Yeah. OJ knows.
It's
Probably
that
what's
dude
going
from the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Is it AJ?
No.
Is it your sponsor from
Dude,
AA?
It's the dude he sold out today.
But can't you just silence
Everyone
it?
be
though?
nice. Everyone be nice. Everyone be. It is on fucking vibrate. All right.
Obviously, it's not.
Fucking.
I say
Jesus
just leave it
Christ.
on at this point.
It's on vibrate. It was vibrate. All right, Jesus.
I
I don't want in this bullshit. I don't want in this fucking
Yes.
Dabbleverse shit. I don't want in it. I'm sorry. I'm too interesting. My apologies.
Ray, you ratting out a guy that gave you information about Chad allegedly stealing shoes 1,000 years ago. What does that have to do with the
Jesus
Dabbleverse?
Oh God. I don't hate Chad. I wish him the best.
You
I
hate
wish
his
him the
guts,
best.
Ray.
I do not
You guys
hate him.
hate each other.
I don't hate him. I don't. Oh God. All right.
You gotta just
so anyways,
Ray,
I was
Charlie.
like, since I never went to the army or anything, like my cousins and everybody, I was like, I want to do a USO tour for the country and just something cool.
For the country. To
And,
give him back.
give
Here's
something
my
back.
shitty comedy.
At the time, I was on probation for the DUI charge from when I got fired.
All right, so here's his
the
explanation, though.
for the DUI charge from
He had
when
a
I got
so he said he was on probation from a DUI charge.
fired, and the probation lady hated me and wouldn't let me go out of the country.
wow, someone
So
Why
I
did she
didn't-
hate you? She saw your act.
Oh, so no, just because I was well known in Cleveland, and she just I don't know. Anyway, long story
Everyone
short,
just hates him.
I wasn't
Everyone
allowed
just
to go.
hates him.
So I just didn't say I went. I didn't say anything. So the morning show there, who I got a big radio war with, we don't like each other because of his co-host and all this stuff. He just started making up lies on the radio about me. So that's what happened. He said I lied about going. I just didn't say I was going. I didn't say I was not going. I just didn't say.
All right, here's what I'm going to offer there, Cardiff. I'm gonna find you,
That's not my.
and I'm going to
phone,
pet your dog.
What?
I think.
What are you
Chad's-
threatening?
Chad's explanation is somewhat plausible. I think if you're on probation for DWI, and suddenly you're like, I'm going to go on a tour with the USO. That could be something that your probation officer says, no, you're not. I don't know about the part about hating him, but Ray, your thoughts?
I have no idea about the USO tour, and I don't care. I don't. I
I do
don't
know
care.
that Chad put up a bunch of fake pictures that he was apparently, putting up while he was on his quote unquote tour.
Oh, I should admit, I have no idea about the backstory.
Yeah.
This is
I
just
think
something
that's how he
else.
got busted. He was putting up a bunch of
Oh.
how John did with the Bahamas pictures, how they were obviously just like taken off Google search or
Yeah,
whatever.
they were like
Chad did the
Getty
same
Image.
exact thing with his USO tour.
They were Getty Image pictures. They even had the copy, the trademarks in it.
Wait, you're talking about Chad again.
Yeah.
Pretending he was on tour.
Yeah. I'm like, look at the Gaza Strip, and it says Getty Images in the corner.
Say anything.
How did they even know? I mean, this was after you'd already
Well,
left.
and
How did
then
they even know
sorry, Carlos,
you
but
were in LA by then?
there was also like I remember he had a picture up that was like summertime, and then he took had another picture he posted that was like in the same area in the same time of year, but then it was the winter. So anyway, that's how he got busted.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, turns out he's not a good guy. Turns out he's
Listen, when
not-
it's paused, talk. I keep unpausing it, and then you.
I wish him the best.
But my friend who books it lives in LA.
Okay.
So wait, so wait.
Right.
They said you couldn't go. The parole officer said you couldn't go, but they were saying you couldn't go because you went to rehab, or what's the story?
I don't know how the
story.
rehab thing got involved. I really don't. I don't understand that at all.
I
but
think they just sort of tacked that on.
yeah. So it was nothing. There was no lie. It was just I just didn't say I didn't announce that I wasn't going. I guess.
But you talked about going on the radio. Like when you were on the radio, you talked about
Cardiff.
doing
Now I was off on
What
the
is
radio,
that?
but I was already on flyers and everything.
What was that?
Why is there another track happening?
Oh, that was from the worst Christmas Eve ever.
Trying to start shit.
Oh,
You know I never said that.
got it. I was getting so confused. I thought I was playing something else.
Oh, for the
They're
USO
doing a
tour.
USO tour. They do flyers.
Well, yeah, well, it's just like social media flyers.
On lampposts in
They
Cleveland.
drop them out of airplanes in Afghanistan.
No, it's
Right.
like they posted on Facebook that I was going. And
Hi,
then,
Jared.
Hey, we're looking for food. We got Chad Zumock coming to town.
But why would they? They're advertising on Facebook to troops. I don't understand.
that we were going on a USO tour.
Okay.
It's like a flyer for a show. It's like
I think they just wanted other people in comedy to know, hey, we're going on a USO tour.
right.
Yeah.
They took
Thank
out
you,
a
Paul.
It
big
wasn't actually
variety.
for,
Humble
it wasn't
brag.
actually for the purpose that a flyer.
Yeah,
It
it's
didn't.
normally
It didn't have the
do.
address and like admission.
No, it didn't like
Okay.
Kevin Brennan's at the Stress Factory. It didn't
Tickets
have-
available.
All right, guys.
All right, so that was the Chad highlights. That was the whole thing. I thought it was a pretty good appearance.
I look at Sergeant Slaughter in one of those video clips. I saw that.
Sergeant Slaughter's daughter was on a wrestling podcast. Fuck the Irish do not like the potato. I've seen that again
Not
and
a
again.
fan
which
of
is
the
ironic.
Irish.
Ray, do you think Chad had a good appearance today on the old MLC? Do you think Kevin will have him on? I'm obviously allegedly he's going to be on for $900 next Wednesday.
I think he did great today. Yeah, he's not boring, and that's what you want. You want not boring.
He's boring to me. It's the same old act. Once you've seen it once, you've seen it 1,000 times. I won't be tuned in.
Chris Mack says he still hasn't muted his fucking phone. What
Actually,
the fuck?
it seemed like I caught you on that one, Carlos Danger.
What do you mean? The
That
sound?
yes. You looked down at your phone. Was it
My
you?
phone is over here. Actually, I was looking at the chat that I was bringing.
I'm
up.
over
Cardiff,
here
you
now.
motherfucker.
I'm
Oh, it's
over
still right.
here.
Okay, good.
Fucking potato.
Turn off your phone, Ray.
I'm
Turn
gonna
on the-
pet your dog
my
so
phone's off.
hard in Rochester.
Why do you keep bringing up my
What
dog?
the fuck?
I have a dog.
Why are you doxing
why are
his
you
dog,
Threatening
dude?
my dog.
Why are you doxing his dog, dude?
How dare you?
All right. The other thing we got to go over, Ray, and this was from last night. I don't know if you remember this, but for $20, you showed your room.
Yeah.
Why?
We love the Hackverse.
Also check that out.
All right, there you go.
Whoa!
There you go. $20.
That all right. That's gonna get broken down like the goddamn Zapruder film.
Yes.
All right, it goes on for another minute. Hackverse Anonymous clipped it. They discussed it this morning on the BS show. Now, I'll be 100. If I turn my camera this way, I'm in a basement. Hey, Cardiff, there's a treadmill over here, believe it or not. And there's
I don't
just
believe that.
There's shit everywhere. Well, it's turned completely up. So I get it, but I thought, Ray, for some reason, I pictured you as a guy that is like really organized because you always have to be. You know,
I thought gay guys were neater.
There's
No,
that.
everything's in
Was
the
this
laundry
Seinfeld?
basket. There's a laundry basket right there.
Okay, Ray, if you want to diffuse the whole situation, take us on a guided tour right now. Clear images, step by step.
But he's not home.
No, I'm not home. I'm not home. I'm on the road. That's why all my stuff is out, because I was taking it on the road with me. I'm on the road. It's all right there in my laundry basket. Look, there's a pink blanket over there. And there's my laundry basket. Yeah, I was taking it with me.
And what do you put your ring light? What was that Eiffel Tower looking thing? I couldn't figure that one out.
That's my ring light.
We got to get a Ray DeVito line at Bed Bath and Beyond with, you know, some hampers, some laundry baskets, some pink sheets and blankets.
Yeah, you should do a gift registry at Bed Bath and Beyond and let people buy stuff for you.
It was a historic moment in the Rayverse because you've never done that before. Like I got excited once, and I mean sexually aroused.
I love it.
Did you
just make that up? The Rayverse.
I mean, how high are you right now, OJ? If you think that was funny,
dude, I'm not that high, but that was just because it's like a, you know, one of those, the Rayverse, because Ray seems to go in Rayverse a lot. So I don't know. It also makes sense that way.
Why did you do it for $20 though?
I don't know.
It was impulsive.
I didn't give a shit. Whatever.
The real Stevie Lou, $1.99. Total piggy death.
Wow.
Stevie Lou had a call in today too. But yeah. So is that like your ring light stand? Is that an actual stand for the ring light, or is it an Eiffel Tower thing you found somewhere and you just affixed a ring light to it? Not that it matters, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, it's just like a light. I put it right behind my laptop. That's it. Nothing
was the
more,
stand, the Eiffel Tower stand, a decorative thing, or was it an actual lamp?
Yeah, it's a lamp.
Just a lamp.
Oh, okay.
Just a lamp, dude.
With a just regular light bulb.
With that LED light in it.
Oh, and you take that with you? Because you're not in your apartment right now.
It's in the basket,
I take it with me, homie. I put it in the basket. Put it in the basket. It puts it in the basket. Oh, my life sucks.
So,
I'm not arguing with anybody.
Yeah. The last thing I wanted to talk about, tomorrow night, Cardiff and OJ are going to be streaming Friday night. And I did the stream tonight because I am going away. I'm taking my son to another roller coaster park, which is exciting.
Which one?
But
Ray will tell you. Ray will tell us later. Don't worry.
I know. I don't want to say anymore.
Jeez,
I've said it.
Come on, King's Dominion.
It's in the tri-state area. But
Cedar Point.
You guys are talking about horror movies tomorrow night.
Yes, and
Cardiff
I'm glad
and
you
OJ.
contributed another great Carlos's pick for tomorrow night.
No matter what I do, you're just gonna doctor it and make it funny. So I've given up.
I really do want you to be part of the show, Carlos Danger. I really do want Carlos's pick to be a thing. So whenever you recover from your lap band surgery, please join us on You'll Remember the 90s on YouTube.
It could be at that point for me. I've been running into people, firefighters telling me that. All right. So this was from Bloody Disgusting. They quickly go over the best horror movies of all time from the 90s. I don't know why they wrote it like that, but it's the best horror movies of the 90s. And one thing I'd argue is that the 90s was a terrible time for horror films. Brian's a special effects makeup artist, worked in indie horror movies for years and years and years, and now works on bigger budget stuff. But gore and horror is sort of your forte, right, Brian?
Oh, yes, very much so.
So were the 90s a golden age, or was it, was there anything?
It was all
special about
sequels
90s
and
horror?
like in my world, sure, but as quality films, probably not. It was very much a forgotten decade for horror, and it was that like this is not a horror movie. This is an elevated horror movie. There's a lot of like thrillers that were horror at that
Supernatural thrillers. Yeah, because and one thing that was dominated by was shitty Dawson's Creek horror. I Know What You Did Last Summer, and that comes up pretty quickly. I mean, Jacob Slatter.
Scream was a big thing.
Scream was a big thing, and that's really not. I don't even know if that's horror. It's more comedy. It's snarky.
But again,
its own good horror.
To me, that's more of a writer's thing. So it's more the writer than I don't know. I
was
think
the
that
first
movie's
5
too
to 6
hyped.
years of the 90s, from 90 to 95, it was all that kind of shit. Misery, I think if you watch Misery now, it doesn't hold up. I mean, James Caan is great. Tremors is a comedy. That's the other thing.
Sorry, the hobbling scene will always be the hobbling scene.
The hobbling scene holds up, but you watch the beginning of that movie where James Caan is tooling around.
Come on,
in his,
dude. This
in
is
his
James
Mustang
Caan,
in the
fresh off
snow.
of cocaine, living in the this was like a mini comeback for him. And no male would do that movie because it wasn't a it was Kathy Bates' movie, so no one wanted to do that movie. I just thought it was awesome. I like that movie.
I loved it when I saw it. I just don't think it holds up. I think Tremors holds up, but it's not. I mean, is this a horror movie?
I wouldn't say Tremors is a horror movie.
But see, that was the 90s. It was a mix.
It was
the
all
90s is
cheek.
all that comedy and the popular horror. Like, they're not, I'm sure there was, like, in the 90s, there was a million Jason and Freddy movies that came out. They're just not the good ones.
We got $1.99 from the BYB podcast. Let's start a GoFundMe for homeless Ray. We could do that.
Everything I own's in the fucking laundry basket. So
the other thing going on in 90s horror, and again, it's not straight horror. You had all these thrillers, psychological thrillers, right? Silence of the Lambs, Seven, which I think was the best one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Brain Dead, right?
The greatest movie ever.
They call it Brain Dead and not Dead Alive because they're intellectuals, right? Yeah, that's a gore fest. That one I would put on there. Candyman, overrated crap. Kronos, too foreign. Maybe Cardiff was into it. In the Mouth of Madness, John Carpenter movie, total shit. I don't understand why this is some kind of retro love. It doesn't make any sense. It's hard to sit through. Brian, would you agree?
Yeah, I'm rewatching this now. I watched it every day this week because I don't understand why it's. I mean, I'm also working, so it's playing in the background. I'm not that
like
much
that and Halloween 3. I just don't get.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Retro love. Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight.
Okay, what was the deal with Halloween 3?
I like Halloween 3.
What do you mean? What's the deal?
Why did it just not have Michael Myers?
Oh, the filmmakers and I think John Carpenter specifically thought they could.
He
do
never
something.
wanted the
didn't
second
want-
one. He never
didn't-
wanted
yeah.
the second one. He wanted 3 was what he wanted to basically make a
it on the
Halloween movie
the
every
theme
year.
of Halloween, and
Like an
make that one
anthology
an
kind of.
anthology, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And his gimmick would have been like maybe you'd see a piece of the last movie in this, like it was, going to be some type of gimmick. You would have seen Michael Myers on the TV.
American Cupcake for $2 says Tremors is damn near a perfect movie. Yeah, it's really good.
Isn't that weird? Because
so angry at that movie because that was always the Halloween that was on TV. I'm like, why?
Mike Myers was great in the 90s. Mike Myers was fantastic in the 90s.
Shut up,
We
Ray.
all loved him.
Talking about Halloween. This is important stuff.
Austin
from
Powers,
Dusk Till Dawn
Wayne's
again. And you
Dusk
see
Till
how
Dawn?
how many of these movies are not straight horror? I mean, I love that movie until it turns into the vampire thing, right? It's a decent Quentin Tarantino.
All right, but you just
scripted.
passed over Demon Knight and said you probably didn't like it. I think Demon Knight is another movie that deserves to be, if that's a perfect 90s movie.
I always confuse it with Tales from the Hood. But all right, so you
Yeah, we
like
should be
Demon
doing
Knight.
Oh
this
yeah, that's an
tomorrow.
amazing. It's fun. It's dumb.
What was the other Tales from the Crypt that came out?
That one was horrible. That was Corey
The
Feldman.
Bordello of Blood.
Bordello of Blood.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, with Dennis Miller.
Dennis Miller, Chris Sarandon, Christy Swanson.
Ah, she was hot.
Yeah, and she
And
likes.
there's Scream, of course, right? Event
And she's like a
Horizon.
drunk, supposedly. I mean, yeah.
Nice.
I mean,
And
convict-
hold on, what was the one that you guys both said was the best horror movie?
Of all time.
No, the one that was up top.
oh,
Never-
Dead Alive,
Dead
Brain
Alive?
Dead. Yeah, it's the Peter Jackson movie,
It's just a gore fest. It's just and it's invented.
but it's
for
great. It's
how
fun.
cheap
It's
it
funny.
was. Yeah.
I've never seen that. I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
it's
seen
so
it.
good.
Never even heard of
When
it.
I saw it in Pittsburgh, they gave you barf bags. Oh, it was so good.
Event Horizon, I'm not a fan of. I think it's vastly
I think it's
overrated.
overrated.
Pretty much unwatchable, except from this scene where they all hallucinate and all that bullshit. Ringu, again, that's what The Ring is based on. Again, foreign. I'm not into that. Audition, all right. This one, I'll say, this was a good flick if you're into old school torture porn. The Blair Witch Project, I thought that was scary in the theater. I thought that holds
They
up.
tricked so many people with that documentary on whatever channel that was, science sci-fi maybe. You
had
guys
like the
remember
best
that?
marketing? It had the best marketing.
Best
totally
marketing.
ever.
Don't
Best.
spoil Tomorrow Night too much.
Yeah, and that's why I'm trying to go through real fast.
I've got
'cause
an
you guys are-
hour on the Blair Witch Project tomorrow.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Good. Good.
The Sixth
Thank
Sense,
God.
I saw it once. Is that true horror? But here's the one. Okay, Ravenous. This is a great underrated flick. If you haven't
Never heard
seen
of
this, definitely go
Neither have
out.
I.
Yeah, I actually.
This is
have.
an amazing movie. Great actors. It's vicious, and it's like it's a good movie because you feel like you want to take a shower at the end of it. It's freaky.
Let's see if this will work.
Oh, somebody wants to lose monetization.
Right. Blu-ray.
Fort Scouts.
We have 4 missing soldiers, Captain, and no bodies. We need a supportable explanation.
Captain John Boyd is about to discover
no one just ends up at Fort Spencer. We come for a reason. Yours being?
Well, something
Hey, that dude.
imagined.
We have a great sense of camaraderie here at Fort Spencer.
This Indian scout told me a curious story.
Winged eagle. It's an old Indian myth from the north.
Man eats the flesh of another. He absorbs the other man's strength.
Now, one man must choose
We need others.
between
So what's funny about this is the movie's about cannibalism. It's a comedy. It's a dark comedy about cannibalism, but they advertise it as something like it was a Kevin Costner swashbuckling Robin Hood movie. But I highly recommend.
Yeah, whoever made this trailer should have been terminated.
Well, those are
Yeah,
horrible
it's not an interesting trailer.
No.
Well, you got to think of the time it was released. I mean, all the trailers look like that.
That's why we never heard
They were
of it.
just all bad. They were just like, we can't make it interesting. We want to sell this movie, but don't make it interesting. Just
Hey,
a shitty trailer.
Hey, Kinky Loco in the chat asked about, which I do think deserves to be on the list. The Savini directed Night of the Living Dead, I think, is awesome, and it has the best zombies. I love that movie, and it has
I mean,
the
the
best
special
zombies.
effects is good. It's like Day of the Dead, though. But I mean,
No, it's better than Day. It's like the best zombies since Walking Dead.
what do you think
I
of
like the
Night-
movie.
I mean, did Savini even direct that? Isn't the
No,
whole
not
thing
at
is
all.
that
He was
actually
whacked
had
out of his
nothing to do
mind.
with it? 'Cause, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Where is Chucky?
Where's what?
Well, see,
Oh, man,
those aren't good
Chucky.
movies, man. Save that for your show. Don't you guys have 3 hours to talk about Chucky movies?
Yes.
Jennifer Tilly? You didn't like Jennifer
I
Tilly?
think the first Child's Play is pretty good.
She
actually.
was the
Child's Play 1
bride.
and 2.
Wasn't that the 80s? The first Child's Play?
It could have been.
It might have been 87. You might be right.
Yeah.
Cardiff Epileptic says, "How does Ravenous compare to Bone Tomahawk, Carlos?" I mean, they're two. I love Bone Tomahawk, but Ravenous is a comedy. It's like the comedy version of Bone Tomahawk, I guess is the.
Poltergeist was hilarious.
Poltergeist is a good movie. How about the Fight Club and the best action movies of the 1990s?
What about Nothing But Trouble?
Pulp Fiction
no.
was great. I think Pulp Fiction's the best movie of the 90s.
But that's not a horror movie of the 90s.
And it's not an action movie. I'd say Goodfellas is the best movie of the 90s.
Yeah, that's
overall.
Goodfellas came out in the 90s.
Boomerang's up there. It's top.
Boogie Nights also didn't that come out in the 90s?
Boogie Nights was
Reservoir Dogs.
97.
97, yeah.
Yeah.
LA Confidential.
97 as well.
Dirty
Jack
Works.
Brown.
Dirty Works was amazing.
All 97 by
Big
Titanic
Lebowski.
1.
The Big
Yeah,
Lebowski.
Lebowski. Yeah. We're just
90s
naming
was the
movies at this
best
point.
era of movies in my.
This is essentially a clip for WATP at this point. But the only thing I'll say, like the horror started getting horror again in like 2000, right? I would say like when High Tension came
Tombstone.
out.
Tombstone was amazing.
Tombstone's a piece of shit.
of
Fuck
shit.
that movie.
All right. I'm
Wyatt Earp was a good movie, right?
Everybody loves
No,
it.
Tombstone
Fuck-
was
fuck
fucking great,
Tombstone.
dude.
Oh yeah.
What about
Crazy
Wyatt Earp?
Wrestling for
You
children,
listen to
man.
horrible music.
Sons
They
of
definitely
Anarchy
don't
sucks
listen to
too.
take his movie.
Just my
advice.
perspective.
You didn't like Wyatt Earp?
No, Wyatt Earp
You
is
like
fine.
Tombstone?
I got quite
The
a few
Tombstone
Super
is
Chats
overrated.
memberships
What is
to mention, by
happening?
the way, I don't know.
28 days later, that sort of turned the horror
We're
thing
getting
around.
way off topic.
And it got out of all that snark and shit like that. But Jared Merlick says, "I'm your Huckleberry," and I pressed the wrong one. Oh, Beer League, yeah, Beer League's a good one.
That was 2000s, though.
Yeah, later.
I'm your
Last
Huckleberry.
super
That's
chat
from
is
fucking
from.
Tombstone.
Sorry, go ahead. What do you want to say about Tombstone?
It's a
Did
great
you ever see
movie.
the Wild
People
Bunch,
are-
Ray? Did you ever see the Wild Bunch? You son of a bitch.
Once upon a
Pauper's-
time in the West.
I agree with Pauper. No one should take advice from me, but I think
Pulper
I'm
80 for
good
$5
person.
says Ray is a fine and upstanding citizen that we should all look up to and take life advice from.
Yeah. Do whatever I do and do the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
But then that would be Chad. So don't do that. Don't do that.
Salvatore
Is it
M.
really? Would the exact opposite be Chad?
I don't know.
I mean, it's lateral at best.
Wow. All right. Jesus. I used to like you, you potato. Jesus Christ.
I used to like you too.
Jesus. Oh, man.
No, but you're not really the opposite of Chad.
What's the Levy verse?
I have no idea. We'll find out. It's coming.
It's coming.
What if we ask Cardiff? Cardiff, what is the Levyverse, and are you involved?
No comment.
That's a yes.
No, it's not.
Salvatore M for $5 says Jim Jarmusch is remaking Stranger Than Paradise. In this version, Ray drinks bleach. It's very avant-garde.
No.
I will. I'll drink bleach. I don't give a fuck. I can't wait for this to be over. I'm talking
life.
Oh, Ray. Ray, I'm only teasing.
Yeah.
This is where you can tell that the beer has hit Ray's brain because he gets kind of wavy. All right, that's all I got. I thought it was a great MLC today. I enjoyed the episode. Chad was subdued, but I thought Ray's boy, his mentor, what's his name again?
Danny. He's not my mentor. He's my friend, Danny Polachuk.
Yeah, I thought he was great. I thought he was great with Chad. So that's that. Total piggy death.
Yeah, he's a great dude. I'm going live in 5 minutes. Joey C's joining me. If any of you want to join me, you're welcome to join me. I'll send you the links if you want to join.
Brian,
Joey C's going to be on?
Joey C's going to be on.
Yeah, send me the link. I'm in.
All right, so everyone go to Ray's stream. Watch Joey C. Ray with Cardiff translating.
And I'll be there too. Thank you very much,
awesome.
guys.
Cool. All right.
I got a lot to say, so be careful.
Pulper 80 gifted one Insufferable Bastard podcast membership. Thank you very much for the super chats. You really shouldn't be doing that, like literally. But I do appreciate it. Goodbye.